So I want to make this a short video. Right here are other headphones that I've reviewed. Obviously the prices are different. These are $29. I got this for like maybe 19 at Ross or something, but the regular price is more on Amazon, but you can get them for dirt cheap. These are the A30Is. You have the CMF buds. We have the Aerial Fit 2s for anyone that hasn't seen that. We have the V30Is, which are dirt cheap on Amazon when they're on sale. So many buds to choose from, right? And a common theme about all of them is that, guess what? They have IP. They have an IP rating. They may not all be the same IP rating, but they all have it, and that's very important. And guess which one doesn't have an IP rating? Did you figure it out yet? It's the Muzen trickle right here. They have no IP rating whatsoever when I originally reviewed them, and I felt like that was going to become a huge problem over time. So I will give props where props is due. These are super, super lightweight earbuds that are super, super freaking comfortable. Ultra comfortable. My wife loves these things. She can wear them all day and not even realize that they're in her ears. They do have a 6-hour battery life, and you get about 38 hours total in a case if you include the 6 hours in the actual buds themselves. So it's longevity in terms of battery life. They can go probably more than a couple days for certain people if you aren't an extremely heavy user. And even if you are, you can just pop them back in the case. They'll charge back up. That's the beauty of having charging headphones. And they're charging these for $60. So when you look at other brands like the Soundcore C30Is, which are a little tight on the ear, obviously, but they're on sale for 30 something on Amazon. You have the Tozo Open, which are like 29 on sale on Amazon, which are still cheaper than these at regular price. What does this do that those don't do? Outside of comfort, I can't say. But what happens if you want to go outside? What happens if it's hot outside and you're walking to the gym, or you're just doing your regular commute on a train or a bus or anything like that? You want to make sure that your headphones can survive the elements over time. If you're sweating, guess what? Sweat drips on earbuds. It drips in your ear, on down your face, and it might touch the actual microphone right here. And this has 0 IP rating, which means you have 0 protection from any of the elements. And so what ended up happening to my wife is there's a combination of things. Going to the gym, she used to walk to the gym, get on a treadmill, not treadmill, the bike. So she's sweating like a dog, right? Then walk back home, sweating, gotta throw the clothes because they're drenched and stuff, and wash them right away, and then she hop in the shower. She would take these stuff out of her pocket, like you normally would in the bathroom. You know, take your watch off, put it on the counter. Take this off, put it on the counter, put your phone down on the counter, things like that, what normal people do. And over time, the quality of her headset got worse. The Bluetooth connectivity started dropping more. The microphones sound more muffled when she speaks to people over the phone, to the point where she had to take the earbuds out of her ear, put them back in the case, or disconnect them completely, just so that she can get back to her regular phone. And you may say to yourself, well, you don't have to do all that. You can just hit the microphone button and the Bluetooth, turn the Bluetooth off, or just hit the speakerphone if you have an Android or iPhone. Here's the problem. She did that, and these would reconnect while inside the case because, again, they started malfunctioning, and it was only within 2 months. Now, what I will say is if you're the average person and you buy these and you use them daily, every day, you don't take them in the bathroom, you keep them for the most part out of the elements, you'll probably have some decent longevity with them. But why do you have to live your life like that? The bigger question is, why would these release without an IP rating? To me, that's a quality control issue. I don't know if Muzen's watching this video, because I do like their products, don't get me wrong, and I would love for them to send me something else. But at the same time, we do need to talk about the elephant in the room and the fact that these don't have an IP rating, which is going to cause a problem for a lot of people in the future. Now, I have watched other people's reviews for the Muzens, and, you know, I like the reviews. I like the review style and things like that, but nobody really mentions the lack of an IP rating. We can talk about how good they sound if you want to. That's how you feel. You can talk about the comfortability. You can talk about the quality and the glossiness of the design. Ooh, whoosh and whoosh. But what about the practicality of using it every single day? It won't matter how comfortable it is if it doesn't work. If it's 90 degrees outside, remember, I live in, Delaware County, and I work in Philadelphia. So those days where it was 100 degrees outside and 90 degrees and it felt like 110, I was sweating like a dog. Water or sweat and dirt, remember, dirt is mixed in with sweat because it's on your face, you're greasy. That's not just water pouring. That's getting into your headset when you're riding your scooter, or you're outside, or you're standing for a bus stop for a long period of time. It's dripping on the side of your face. you want some form of protection for your headset. I know it doesn't sound like a practical thing to say to a lot of people that may not look at specifications, but IP ratings 1000% matters. And when you buy a headset that doesn't have an IP rating, you're putting yourself at risk, especially if you're paying a lot of money. This is $60. This is not just a walk in the park. You're dropping a nice amount of money on a headset. Now, obviously going to Five Below is a little bit different because they're $7, $8, $10 headphones. So I don't expect the highest of quality. And that's why I review a lot of their products for the average person that doesn't want to spend a lot of money. But when you're sending a product to me and you want me to promote your product and say, hey, people should buy this, you should have all of the qualities that they need, even if it's at a lesser degree. This happens with phones. Obviously, a Motorola phone that's mid-tier isn't going to have the same quality as, let's say, a high-end $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 Samsung device, and I don't expect it to. But what I don't expect is for it to have no form of protection from liquid, water, or anything, and that's not okay. So, needless to say, the earbuds started acting up. When my wife speaks to people, they can't hear her anymore, even though she can hear them. I ended up upgrading her to the Soundcore earclips, which are like 3 times the price of this right now. But, again, quality matters. Unfortunately, things can get overpriced and, tariffs, and they're just artificially jumping prices. But you still want to make sure that you get something that's reasonably priced and, doesn't hurt the pocket. Now, I could probably register these. I don't know if there's a warranty for them. I should probably start looking into that when I review a lot of these headphones. But I just feel like, without an IP rating, honestly, I'll review it. But I don't really want to touch stuff like that because that means you're not thinking of the longevity of the customer. And that's a problem for me personally. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Like and subscribe like always. If you happen to buy these, I will still put a link in the description for the Muzens. I know Amazon is having a sale right now for a lot of earbuds. So if I find them for cheaper, I'll put the link in there, and I'll put the website link for anyone that wants to actually look up this product and make their own informed decisions. This is just my personal opinion. Obviously, if you use them, you don't have that problem, then we use things differently. But for the average person that may not charge their phone or doesn't take care of their stuff, that you want to have that IP protection in general because life happens. And unfortunately, life happened and these got damaged along the way. And it's unfortunate because my wife really, really liked them. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, peace, be safe, and enjoy your weekend. After all, it is Friday.